Ja, herzlich willkommen hier in Schwandorf aus dem
Welcome
Horsch
back
Live
in
Studio.
Schwandorf here from
Ja, für
Horsch
alle,
Live
die
Studio.
neu dabei sind,
To
wir
all
befinden
who have
uns
recently
mitten
joined
in
us, we're here
unserem digitalen
in Schleif
Veranstaltungsformat,
in our
wo wir
digital
verschiedenste
format,
Themen
where we
bearbeiten, von
have
der
different
Vermarktung über
topics
Technik
and
natürlich bis zum Acker-
marketing
und
and
Pflanzenbau.
technology,
Wir
and
haben
also
alle
here
Beiträge
cultivation.
aufgezeichnet, das heißt,
All
wenn Sie
the
jetzt erst
contributions were
dazugestoßen sind
recorded, so
oder
if you
keine
have
Zeit
just
hatten
joined us,
oder auch für
if you didn't
zukünftige
have any time
Beiträge vielleicht nicht
before,
zur
also
Verfügung stehen,
future
Sie können das alles im
contributions,
Nachgang
you
anschauen.
can
Wir werden
all
die Beiträge
watch it
auf
later.
YouTube
We will
zur
post,
Verfügung stellen,
upload all
um
the
da im
all
Prinzip
the
die möglichst
recordings
coolen
on YouTube
Informationsbereiche für Sie
in order
preiszugeben.
to provide you with
Ja,
all the
unser nächstes
information you need
Thema
to
ist
have.
ein
Our next
Praktikbericht
topic
aus
is,
Deutschland. Und zwar
it's
geht
a
es um das
report
Thema
from a practical
Brandspritzen. Wir
application.
haben ja
It's
vorhin
about the
schon
band
gehört in dem
spraying.
Vortrag
We
von
already
Bernhard
heard
Bauer,
it that
dass
during the
die Brandspritzen ein
application
gewisses
of Bernhard
Potenzial,
Bauer,
um
that there's a
Wirkstoffe
certain
zu
potential there
reduzieren. Das heißt,
in order
Wirkstoffe
to
da
reduce
hinzubekommen auf
that
die Reihe drauf,
them,
zum Beispiel Zuckerrübe
yeah, to
oder
the
Mais
in
oder
the row
Kartoffeln, wo ich im Prinzip mit der
mice or
mechanischen Tierung
potatoes, where
manchmal schlecht
basically we're
hinkomme
in
und den reinen
mechanical points we
Zwischenbereich
cannot come
dann mit
there,
einer
and the
mechanischen
row,
Maßnahme sauber
gap
mache.
there that you need to clean it with a
Unser Kunde
mechanical
Manfred
device.
Haberl
And
aus dem
our customer
Niederbayerischen
Manfred Habel
macht
from the
das
Lower
seit
Bavaria area
insgesamt
does
4
that
Jahren, hat da
for
sehr, sehr
about 4 years,
positive Erfahrungen gesammelt.
and he has
Deswegen haben wir
gathered
uns
very
letzte
positive
Woche
experience. He is
dorthin
going to share
begeben
with
und
us.
ein
We
Interview
went
mit
there
ihm
last week
durchgeführt.
and
Das
we
Interview hat mein Kollege
recorded an
Jens Fee
interview with
geführt
him,
und ich freue mich jetzt
and
hier auf
my
den
colleague
interessanten
Jens
Beitrag.
Fee conducted this interview. I'm looking forward to this interesting contribution. A warm welcome, to Horsch Life. We are here in the Lower Bavarian, Eiterhofen, at the farmer Manfred Habel, who is working with a Horsch band sprayer in the sugar beets. And this is why we're standing here, in the field in front of the beets. Can you tell us something about it, Mr. Habel? To us, the band spraying has already become a tradition. From earlier years, we had classically been working, we were just hoeing them in 12 rows and in former times in 6 rows. Now and we sprayed with a separate device with a 12 gap nozzle band sprayer. We never had campaigned it because it's better for farming to use each procedure at the right time, So, in order to do the hoeing, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and the spraying and, at 5 o'clock in the morning or at 9 o'clock evening. So it's clear when you were talking about a new spraying system also to use this as a band sprayer. Well, to us, it was like that. It was more the band spraying. Spraying was not so important because of the punch, the 12 rows. We have so many traces we made because you had to drive through that often. We wanted to avoid that. And this is when we stepped away from the band spraying and we just sprayed, because of our potato farm. It was very often that for the fighting, it's always very good to have a hoeing. And then we had sprayed the area and we still had, a hoe or two or through courses. And then we came to idea this needs to be able to do that with the spraying and it needs to become more practical or stronger. And then we came to the idea that we use a regular spraying machine to do this on the band spraying. That means you use the GPS as you have, use it as a spraying for the band spraying. Do you have a special equipment for that? Because from what I hear, you have been thinking about that more often, even before the purchase of this no spraying system. Yes, of course. In terms of equipment, is actually the only special equipment is the nozzles, because the nozzle technology, I wanted to have that all 25 centimeter F nozzles, a system that have a lower distance to the target, and this I wanted to buy anyways. And then we tried which nozzle was possible to be used, only to strike the band. So what nozzle distribution do you have here? Two, that means every 25 centimeters. So it's a double nozzle system. You always have nozzles for spraying, surface spraying. When you have beet season, also band spraying with 30-degree. And you said you made the best experience with that degree. Can you elaborate on that? Yes, the 30 degrees. This the main precondition is the optimal, rod combination, rod control, to always have a good distance to the stalk, in order not to hazard the rectangular of the band distribution. And I said that when you have 30 degrees, then have 30 centimeters distance from the for soil, then I have my 18 centimeter width band. And even if it's very flat, it's always that the rod, even if you hold it tight, minimally it moves to the top, to the bottom. And there at 30 degrees, the band does not vary so much, because at a 30-degree nozzle, I determined if there's a minimal increase, the band becomes so wide that the concentration goes into the area where you are not hoeing. So, and that is not enough. And this is why I decided in favor of the 30 degrees. And I've been very content over the years. All the years you have addressed, how long have we been running the system? For 4 years, according to this system. The fourth season of band spraying. Well, I think you can summarize something. What were the main challenges in the beginning times? The main challenge in the beginning was, of course, and it's still, that during the sowing of the beets, I have to think that I wish to a band spray. I need the same the right correct system, rod system, and that to find out the right way which needs to work. Also, have the right traces, the right tracks, that the rods would not go, that I need to approach every row properly. This is something you really have to think of. But that also means that band spraying is not, oh no, pushing the button to you. This is really, an agricultural strategy. Yes, this is what happens. Yes, of course. I don't think you can say I buy this equipment and now I do band spraying from the sowing here, from right away from the beginning. I have to think about it, how to do it. This is a strategy, agricultural strategy, not only equipment with a spraying system. And the equipment of the spraying system, this is an interesting buzzword. Last year at our Hirsch Live broadcast, we presented, a control there with a camera from the hoeing technology in order to optimize the band spraying. Now you do not have it there. Would that play a role, or could you explain to us how you would apply that? I think there would be a comfort, would be a gain during the application. In any case, I do it quite simply, and it's about the tractor, and it goes vertically in the track. I do not have to deal there, and the rod I have marked, even if I should not see the spray cones to know exactly where the nozzle is. And to have this running, I control this from my cap, by looking. And this is something that would be a comfort, of course, if the sprayer would be securely being controlled towards that, because even if you have a straight track based of wetness on one side, you will have the fear that that the angle changes because the depth is there, and there I need to readjust with I do that manually, and then this would be working automatically. Of course, I heard the precondition. You wish to want to do this. I need an RTK, I need a 25 nozzle division, and then we have the 50 bead row. Are there any other things I'd have to observe here or are there on a field when it's quite flat? How does this look, when you're in a hilly area at the hill? It works the same way. They also have some farming land with inclinations, with hills. For instance, during the sowing, you have to pay attention because very often you sow, from the tractor net, that you really set fixed, even if you have a side hill, that it works. And I determined that you need to have the right control system. I'm very happy with my with my steering system, because it also works, on the hill. And we have other problems at the hills, but this is more, it does not come from the band spray because of the hoeing, because my farmland is there. This is where you have, this is difficult in the holy, when you still have parts there that I may have problems with the home when it's too dry, that I have damaging or beet losses, to say per se, that the young plants that they're being pushed over. This is easier done. And this has happened more often. Is say, I cannot hoe the beets, but I'm flexible with the system, and then I just have to, spray, over the surface. And when I do the hoeing the second time, then I can adjust the system. I have heard that you've done that for 4 years, and you sound very content and convinced. But now I have the question to you: do you ever have somebody to imitate you in the region, and how do your colleagues look at it? Band spraying, hoeing. You said this is not something very new. What is your experience with that? In our region, we have, of course, farms who work with the system, with a band sprayer, with a 12-row band in our village. We have also a younger farmer who also went to ask me, and then he bought a new spraying system and used the same system, because he saw it too. And with this system, you really save, plant protection means, and which is also cost saving. But if I can hear you, I see there's a cost saving potential, but a relatively small, work effort. From what I heard, those are everyday things. And if you adhere to it, I agree. This is also a simple opportunity during this time, which is important, that to save, plant protection means, but there also has other effects as the hoeing itself for the youth, for the young development of the beet is really good. And this year we also have done an experiment. We in the cereal partial, we did not make any, the herbicide treatment. We did not hoe, and the beet were worse in the youth development. And many say yes, it's the beet is worse because of the herbicide stress. The youth development, and there was is breaking. Of course, this is the case, but because of the hoeing, I can really support the growth of the beet, that it has the best youth development. If we summarize this, everything, you have done this for some time. You are content so far. You say it starts, the band spraying starts in the head, and the technology needs to be good. Also with the rod control for the distribution. Within the band vertical is a must. 25 of, nozzle division is important. If there were technical supporters to facilitate work, that would be nice and thinkable. But you are the living proof that if you wish to do that, it's already working there, and the yields. Thank you. Yes. So in this one, thank you very much, Mr. Harpel. If you have any questions regarding this very interesting contribution, please write it us in the chat. Approach us. We will answer all the questions to you. Thank you so much.